Today I'm going to share with you how to get better sleep and to wake up at the time that you want to get up. If you're like me and anyone else that has struggled with sleeping on time to get up on time, you're in the right place. I'm going to share with you one of the biggest reasons why you might be suffering from this syndrome called sleeplessness. In Ayurveda, the idea of life force is called prana. Prana is actually like an electrical pulse. It's the pulse of everything that's moving in the universe, including ourselves. Prana governs our mind, our nerves, our nervous system, and it is actually balanced when we are breathing right, eating right, moving right, and what is right. Now there's a different right for everyone. We are all unique, and Ayurveda looks at us as a unique creation. No one is exactly alike. In Ayurveda, we see prana as the main source of health, and prana is the source of our mental peace, our joy, and our vitality. So the lifestyle of someone that's wanting to live a really naturally fulfilling life without the assistance of pills and medicine and all the chemicals that actually can help us temporarily, we look at correcting prana through correcting digestion, correcting lifestyle habits, and the mindset. So today I want to just give you some ideas of how to get started on this journey. You might notice yourself throughout the day that you have cold hands and feet. That's a signal that your prana is depleted or not moving correctly. And maybe because you haven't been moving around, you've been sitting all day, or just lacking that circulation that your body needs you to have to actually benefit from prana flowing. When prana doesn't flow, it feels like our body is frozen, our muscles are tense, and we're constantly in a state of stress. Now the gut. Digestion, a slow digestion also means that your prana is imbalanced. How can we help our digestion? You can get your unique diet plan made from an Ayurvedic practitioner, or just go to a website and find out what the correct diet is for your dosha. This will at least put you on the path to find out exactly what foods are slowing you down. What eating habits do you need to adapt in order to make you feel fluid rather than static? So if you can think about it like this, if an electrical pulse keeps pulsing, but it doesn't get the ability to spread itself out to generate the energy that we need for the day, it will feel suffocated, stagnated, and also feel useless. And this builds up throughout our day, and once we are in bed, this energy finds itself moving upwards because prana governs our brain. So the energy of it will move upwards, and it will manifest itself as thoughts. Anxiety is what we call it. Anxiety is most likely about thinking about the future. So you might be in bed thinking about, I've got this meeting, I've got all these deadlines, I've got all these bills. It's all futuristic thoughts, or worrying about your future. What will I do? Who am I? And all these thoughts that are actually not the right time to think about it in bed, right? So what do we do about this? We need to support ourselves with some practices with deep breathing. So when do we do this deep breathing? You can do this in bed, and yes, you can before bedtime, but I encourage you to actually practice breathing throughout the day, slow breathing, maybe just at the intervals of like every 3 hours, you stop for a moment and you just take 5 slow deep breaths. Why? Because we don't want that electrical pulse to actually be suffocated throughout the day. It's a pretty big percentage of time you're spending not freeing it up to experience a freedom at the end of the day. So what I'm suggesting is have a practice that you can break down throughout the day to feel a bit more balanced throughout the day so that you can feel able to relax when you want to relax. Last tip is do some yoga. And the reason why I'm telling you to do some yoga postures is so that your muscles also receive that freedom. Muscles usually feel tight from not moving or moving excessively. If you think about the electrical pulse concept, if you're moving excessively, what's happening is everything is tightening up, right? So there's too much energy being expended. And so the next thing you do is you crash. So the muscles that are supposed to be nice and supple or nice and balanced, they tighten up. That's the muscle crashing. There are many aspects to why muscles are moving the way they are, but one of this is the electrical pulse moving through it. So the stiffness and the tiredness and the rigidity that you feel in your body, which is also contributing towards that feeling in the mind, is coming from the body. So doing some stretches, doing some movements that are mindful, that's going to free up your joints, free up your muscles, is a really good idea to have as a practice to support the flow of prana. That's it. I know you know how to go to bed on time. I know you know how to get up on time. You do it on the days that you are really needing to, but we want to make it a lifestyle. Right? We don't want to just do things when we need to. We want to do things because we want to. And sleeping in is not something that we like doing. We call it a guilty pleasure. Why should we feel guilty for sleeping? And the reason why we do this is because we are psychologically programmed to think that sleeping in is bad, sleeping less is good, blah, blah, blah. But leave that all alone and really try to understand yourself on a very base level, chemical level, or even just the ethereal level. Energy speaks a lot. Energy is always flowing through us, but our body is like a conduit. It's like a radio receiving signals, right? So when we're breathing, we're actually breathing in prana, yes, and the electrical pulses that is coming through the oxygen, it's actually enlivening our cells. And this enlivening is the energy that's moving through us. And so our body needs to be a nice host. It's got to be a nice environment for this energy to flow through. To give our bodies a chance to do that, we have to maintain it in the right way. And usually sleep or sleep deprivation is just an aftermath of what we are doing otherwise for this energy to not get a chance to move freely through our body. So if that makes sense, friends, leave me a comment and share with me what was your main takeaway. And also feel free to comment on your experience if you are able to apply this to your life.